So welcome back to the channel, guys. Dave from Rising Fish Keeping. We've got a little bit of a problem in the fish room at the moment. My stepdaughter decided, I decided to empty the swimming pool with my water change pump, which came, that didn't come with this pipe. The one that came with this pipe I'm actually trying to use now. As you can see, it just doesn't have enough power to pump up to the top deck of this rack of tanks. As you can see, they're all like sort of half full. The issue is now, the one that I bought extra to go on this pipe, we decided to do the swimming pool with it, and my stepdaughter messed around with it a little bit and it actually blew the pump up. So we're going to have to go and sort this problem out. We're going to go down to the fish shop, the aquarium shop that's local to me. I won't be filming inside because it's sort of my aquarium shop, so we'll nip down to the store now. Hopefully they've got something in stock to fix this issue, because I can't actually fill my tanks without doing the bucket thing, and I'm just not down for doing the bucket thing when you've got this many tanks. It's taking you a long time. So I'm going to nip down to the shop now, guys. We'll see what we'll pick up, and we'll get back in the fish room.
Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last.
So welcome back, guys. I'm back in the fish room. I've been down to the aquarium shop. I've actually managed to pick one up. This is a diameter pipe that I use. Obviously I've got a piece of plastic on this end and I've got a siphon on the other. The ones that are recommended for me is the EHEIM COMPACT 1000. I haven't opened the box for this yet. I'm going to set it up and do a bit of a review. And also, hopefully, fingers crossed, this is going to be powerful enough. EHEIM as a company are brilliant. I've got some filters and stuff. You guys might have watched that on my channel earlier. I've also picked up this bigger bucket. I will show you the process that I use to do my water changes. I'm sick of going back to the bucket with the taps, because I've got two outside taps, one that I fitted myself, the hot water one, and I put the hot and cold water going into the bucket. I drop the pump in there, and then that pumps water back into my fish room. So I'll show you what's going on with that. The EHEIM pump, so this is a Compact On 1000. This were about £37, so nearly £40 UK money. So you're talking probably about $45. For EHEIM, it's probably pretty cheap. That EHEIM as a company are usually more expensive, but very, very reliable products from EHEIM. So that's good. We'll set up in a moment. And this bucket's from B&Q, which is a hardware store in England. A bit like Lowe's or somewhere like that for you guys in the US. And it's a 30 litre plasterers mixing bucket in black, if anyone wants one. That lives in the UK. The reason I've got this one is because the buckets I've got are 10 litres, and I've got to sort of balance the taps, and as I'm going in between tanks, every time I stop the power, the buckets are overflowing. So I just figure this would be an easier way to do the water changes. So obviously I've got a bit more scope with the water volume. Also, if you wanted to breed shy fish like pistogrammas, you could set up a little indoor pond type of deal in these 30 litre tanks. And then I've just bought some brine shrimp eggs as well, because they didn't have any of the brine shrimp eggs that I usually buy, so I just bought these little packs that are like about $2.99. So I just bought all of them. There were 4 of them, so I bought them. So yeah, we'll get this pump set up anyway, guys, and hopefully we can get some pressure going up to the tanks. You've probably seen at the beginning of this video, the pump that came with the hose is really weak. It hasn't got enough power to pump from the taps where the pump goes in the bucket up to these top tanks up here. This one's got a better lift on it. It's got some specs on there. It's 1,000 litres per hour, and it reduces the higher you lift. So the maximum it'll lift vertically is 1.5 meters, and it's doing that flow rate at 20 litres per minute. So that's not too bad, I guess. It's definitely faster than the other pump, and it's a much more expensive pump. So it does come inside. The guy that sold me this pump said that you can adjust the flow rate, and also it comes with some different, so these the mesh guard there to stop fish going into the pump and getting blended up, and then there's a bit of a different fitting just here, like a barbed fitting So you can cut that down, or you can just leave it like that. I'll probably just leave it like that and push my pipe onto there. And it's got different attachments for different applications, and also some suction pads, which I probably won't use. So that's the attachments to the EHEIM pump. This is the pump itself. You get some instructions in the book as well. It's a nice little unit. And then obviously this screws on to this, I'm assuming. So this just screws onto the top there. It's a nice little compact pump. So that screws on there. You can stick your hose on there, and then you just drop this into your tank or your bucket, whichever way you're going. If you're taking water out, just drop it into the tank and it'll pump it out of the fish room. And then you can drop it into the bucket and switch ends basically and pump it back into the fish room. So I'll show you that in a moment. Obviously it's got a little twisty thing to hold the wire in place, so we'll take that off a moment. The cord length is, I'd say, probably just over 1 metre long. Obviously I've got the UK plug on mine, and then this is to adjust your flow rate just on the front there, so you can just turn that whichever way you need to go. In my case, full blast, because we want to get this thing filled up as quickly as possible. I've been out of the fish room for probably about an hour now. Obviously with less water in the tank, the water temperature is going to drop. So I'll take you off the tripod and we'll have a look how we fix this up. We'll get some water in this bucket, some dechlorinator, and we'll get some water back in the fish room. So here we are, guys, we're just outside now. Basically what I do is, there's cables and stuff everywhere at the moment, but I run hot and cold out of this into this small bucket. This is the pump that I had before. This is the one that came with my pipe. So this long hose that I run down there and then into the fish room. So what I'm going to do is, obviously I'm going to swap it out for this EHEIM one. This little pump here will pump on the flat basically. If I were just running it down to, like, say, the little pool over there, or into the bottom rack of tanks just here, it'd work absolutely fine, but because it's going up to get to these guys up here, it doesn't have the power to push uphill. So what I'm going to do is we're going to change it out now, and then I'll show you what the pump's like. So this is it connected, guys. You just push the pipe onto the barbed fitting here, and then I'm just going to, I'll take you off the tripod a moment. Ooh, a bit wobbly. So this then would go into my bucket, but because we've got the larger bucket now, we'll sack this one off and we'll get the other one. Sorry for the shaky camera angles, guys. We've just got the bigger bucket just here. Hopefully it'll fit underneath the taps, because the taps are pretty low. Yeah, just perfect that. So I put the hoses in. It's just a simpler way. Then I'll just put, this is the cold tap, so that can be running. This is a hot, and then today's dechlorinator is Aqua Essentials, and we're using the pond one because it's a lot cheaper and you get loads more. And obviously when you're doing water changes like I do, no need for measuring. Get some of that in there, and then we'll just get his pump, drop that into the bucket. That's down at the bottom. Just got to keep an eye on the water temperature, but usually I can get the mix pretty good. And then when I plug this in, just here, I instantly can hear it. And then we should be getting some water out this end in a moment once it's submerged. Just move the tripod because we don't want to get that absolutely nailed. So once the pump's submerged, yeah, there we go. Yeah, instantly you can see it's a lot faster once it gets the air out of the line. There's a bit of air in there, but I can hold that. That's above my head. Sorry for the wind, guys. It's above my head and it's still pumping strong. So we'll get some of this water into the tanks now. Yeah, look, it's pumping way faster. So this should improve the speed I can fill the tanks up now. This one's a little bit messy. I've been running meds in this tank because this is the one with the ram's eye. That's really bad. If you are keeping up on that series, I will be doing an update later on in the week to give you an update on the ram. He's still alive, he's doing all right. The medication is not working, unfortunately, so I'm going to stop the trials on the penicillin. I'd rather doing it at a much lower dose than it needs, or it's nothing to do with an infection, and there's basically, it's just giving him the best life now until the inevitable happens. So I'm going to carry on with these water changes, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.